guys, welcome back to the channel. And we got something that we started with you guys a while back, is this G-Wagon project that we've been doing with Sammi and the Pit26 team. And we're excited to say that we're done.
Finally done, right?
Yeah. So if you guys remember, there's videos of me and the team cutting this truck. Pretty much the whole rear back section, and we used it as a prototype. We built molds, and now we have a setup that is unbelievable. We got a full carbon fiber cap. The sides of the bed are full carbon. We have extensions that are carbon. Sammi, walk us around this truck a little bit, and I know you're excited. You've been driving it the last couple days. So
I've been lucky enough to drive it the last few days and get some miles on it, and it's so different than what we first talked about and what we first looked at, the black truck that went to Australia.
Yep.
And we've come so far along. We're calling it the second generation of the truck. And as you all mentioned, it has just so many different features that are so dialed in, and the overall truck is incredible. So I guess we can start kind of showing it and talk a little bit about how we kind of approached it. Where should we start? There's so much to unpack.
I mean, there's so much to do. I think the biggest thing is maybe when we drive it, we can show that this truck has absolutely no lights on the dash. It's something that we achieved. And it's fair to say, Sammi, that this is the first truck at startup with no lights.
Startup, no lights, which really means that you can service at factory, gets all the updates, and the truck doesn't know that it's had a little bit of a growth spurt and it's now a pickup truck. So that's really been our intention, and what the team at Fusion really did was to make sure every single electrical component was terminated correctly in the right place, so it had the right feedback, and the product shows it. So that's going to really be a highlight, definitely.
Yeah, so we're super excited about that. We've done a beautiful job. You can't even tell that we modified the back. All the molds are incredible. We probably have some videos that Madeline is going to put of the molds and the cutting and the process. But I think the truck came out beautiful. It's a great color too. We got lucky because we started with this great color of a truck. We got our new carbon fiber flares that is new. But pretty much beat locks, 37, portals, king shocks, converted. We extended it. How many inches is it?
Extended it 2 feet.
Yeah, 2 feet overall, but the wheelbase is about 17.
It's a 133 wheelbase.
Yeah, 133 inch wheelbase. We did some cool rock sliders. Sammi, show them the truck. Come on.
So starting at the steps, you're obviously sitting much higher. You open the door, full deployment on the steps. The steps are actually rock sliders as well. So if you venture off-road, you do have some protection to your rocker panel that's going to keep you safe and sound and let you maneuver a little bit out on the rocks or wherever you choose to take it. This client chose to have the side firing exhausts.
Yeah.
Which, in their factory location, work beautifully. They tie in beautifully with the side step, no additional modification. We really tried to utilize all of the factory G-Wagon elements as much as we could, so that any future work or any future, service was something that was very transparent and very easily done by, a Mercedes dealership, wherever you're at.
Yeah, exactly. So before we go too far, though, our bead lock wheels.
Yeah,
we have
wheels.
Yeah, we have 3 different styles of wheels that are available for sale for your regular G-Wagon or for for build. So you could choose different ones, different finishes, of course.
Yeah, they come with the real bead lock wheel. This version is. We have simulated versions as well if you don't want to be as hardcore. But you can finish them in any which way. You can see that this has an anodized ring with a custom powder coated center to match the body of the car, which works really, really well. I was a little hesitant at first. I said, "Oh wow, gold! How is that going to look with the gray and the black?" But I think it works beautifully. And
we also did the springs. We color matched the springs. And then we had the king shocks completely taken apart and anodized them to match as well, all the colors. So it's all matching. It worked out really good, even the rings on the KC. So definitely want to give some love to the KC guys for hooking us up with some lights.
King shocks.
Kings.
Keith over at KDM Technologies, who did all the revalving and setup for us on the shocks, did an excellent job.
Of course, our friends at Toyo.
Of course.
They always support us. Even so, that's always been our favorite tire, but to have them on our side and always support the builds is incredible. So thank you for that. What else we got? So, I mean, here's the big part is, look how nice this looks with the pickup bed.
This is where you see the most amount of change and really the most amount of innovation that you know, Fusion was able to deliver and kind of bring to the table, all in-house. I think it's important to say that your facility,
the truck never, yeah, it did it all done here.
And everything was done in-house, from the composites to the paint to the upholstery. Everything was done in-house, and that gives us a lot of control and the ability to deliver the level of quality that both Fusion and Pit26 insist on delivering to our clients.
You know, besides this being carbon, you know, the sides of the bed, this whole side right here, this is all carbon fiber. This cap that closes out the cab, that's all one-piece carbon fiber that is bonded. One of my favorite details on the truck, the guys did an amazing job, is, you know, because we extended the truck, we used the factory bumper that stops about right here, and this extension right here is carbon fiber, and then the steps that our design team here did is unbelievable. Looks like an OEM, looks like it came out of the factory, and that's what we love about it. Yeah, yeah.
Makes it look twice, and that's really our intention, is to make it feel as factory as possible. And I think I think the incredible feat that was making this one-piece carbon, because everything was integrated into it. I'm talking the rear windshield wiper mounts for all of the electronics. The vents are all active vents in the back. So
the defroster.
Incredible feat that was accomplished here in-house by the Fusion team. And I really don't know who else would be able to accomplish that in such a fashion.
It looks great. And then another thing that we did is the bed, right? Yeah. So besides having the big spare tire in the back, that's also an option. They could put it in the bed, they could put it on the back. So yeah, there's different options you could choose. But one of my favorite things is before we jump into the bed is that we retained the feel of closing a G-Wagon door. You know? Exactly. So we're able to still achieve that in the rear door. And then we have the door that opens 90 degrees, you know. It's even a little more than 90 degrees. And then we got a full bed here. It's all Linexed. And then we have, we used an undercoating on this one. And then we used a
Max tie downs.
Max tie downs. Those guys also hooked us up with some the aluminum rails. Super universal. They have all kind of adapters that you can tie down to. So that makes it really nice. And then you can get a good look of that rear cap. And the flash glass, how the brake lights goes in, the windshield wiper, the squirter is still there, the defroster is still there, so you haven't lost any features in the vehicle at all.
Fun thing to talk about maybe is the fact that we have such a large tire on the back of the truck. And I think one of the first things I thought was, what happens to the rear view camera? What's incredible is that we were able to fabricate a mount that's strong enough to support the tire and also give full access to the rear view camera. So again, going back to what we're talking about in terms of it being factory, you have a full clear lane of sight. You're not losing any rear view camera, because we all know we drive on our rear view cameras more often than.
Yeah, the 360 works, everything works. And I'm going to tell you something, Sammy. You know I drive a G-Wagon on a regular basis as well. And my rear view camera gets a little bit of my spare tire. And when I tested this, it's actually completely clear. There's complete view. I don't want to say that, but it's really impressive that everything works. Blind spots, all the cruise, everything obviously works like a factory. And I'd love to maybe we can jump in the back seat and kind of show the closeout that we built for it, and how we integrated everything and how it's all finished, so they could see that it's a finished vehicle. There's nothing there that is not finished. So, you know, inside, it's kind of cool because you don't lose any leg room. So leg room is the same. We're not increasing it or decreasing it. But another cool feature that we did, that we had enough room with the cap where the seats actually can lean back a little bit.
No, definitely.
Right, so let's
show them how to go all the way back to where the factory is. And if you ever sat in the back of a G-Wagon, you know that in an upright position, you're not the most comfortable. So it was really important, even though we have all the electronics and stuff relocated back there that we're going to show everybody in a second, to have that recline so it can be comfortable.
Yeah, let's open it. Let's show what that looks like. So the seats still fold flat, so you can throw stuff in here if you needed to. And to start with, this is a full closeout that we built all around. It houses the windshield wiper motor. It's got the factory speakers. It's all Alcantara. And then we did this lower panel. This is a removable panel where we have the factory sub moved forward, actually in a better enclosure. And then we have all our electronics, battery, everything is inside. And I love it being inside. We didn't try to throw stuff under the truck or things like that. It's all climate controlled, dust free, etc.
Yeah, easily accessible as well, so that you can pop this off. Everything is labeled, so you have easy access to anything you may need. And your battery's also back here, so it's also protected and it's tucked up and out of the way. And again, going back to what we said earlier, everything is used as factory. All the factory speakers work. A lot of guys, may not have those actually functioning. We do. The subwoofer works, as you mentioned, and a beautiful closeout that looks factory.
It looks great. It looks great. Yeah, I'm very happy the way it closed out. A lot of times when you do this kind of fabrication and modification, it's the finishes that are really hard to tie it all in. I think we did a great job. I think it's. I'm super excited about it. All the factory sensors are in place. Everything looks great. So. Super excited about it. I think, Sammy, we should go take it for a little drive.
Let's go.
All right, let's do that. Again, I don't think they're getting this on camera, but no lights at all. It feels good.
What I have to show you guys is we have a full Switch Pros package right up here on the headliner. You almost don't even realize, you don't even realize it's not supposed to be there, but you control all the lights there, all the KC highlights. You can set it up however you want. This one has up to 8 positions. You can have up to 12. You have a lot of auxiliary stuff, but great product. Another great product from one of the partners we love to work with.
So Sammy, maybe while we're driving and enjoying this ride, talk a little bit about the overall height, the portals, where we get the portals, meaning where they're made. Maybe just talk a little bit about the truck.
So yeah, the truck is the portals come from Austria.
Yeah,
our partner out there. It's G-Force, and they do a beautiful product. They're former engineers that have a lot of history working in that space and working with Mercedes-Benz. They developed this product, use a lot of the same manufacturers in the area that larger manufacturers like Mercedes and Porsche use to create the product. And it really stands out as a notch above the rest, we'll say, because it addresses the steering, the braking, all of the geometry. It adds a lot of added strength, which you need when you are going onto 37s. And something that people really undervalue, I'd say, is that something portals do is that they re-gear you. So if you know, Yoel, you have trucks that have big tires.
Of course.
When you go big tires, one of the more challenging parts is that your speedo is off, but more importantly, you're not getting the same feedback when you step on the gas. So a 22% gear reduction allows for an accurate speedo when you're running 37s, and fantastic feedback like factory when you're jamming on the throttle.
Also, your transmission shifts correctly.
Yes.
I can tell you, I was driving it the other night, and I was doing 80, 85 on the freeway, and this thing was just cruising.
It cruises, yeah. So, and that's another great point, though, is that everything from the portal back, engine, transmission, transfer case, also have a reduced load on them because of that gear reduction, which is great. When you're talking these high-end components, you really want to make sure they're in the best working condition, and that helps.
Yeah, maybe when we get back to the shop, we should talk about a little bit of ground clearance on this truck as well, because it's pretty incredible. Well,
that's one of the main things the portal was created for. When you go back, it was in order to be able to have a significant amount of ground clearance without the need for a large suspension lift and tires. It just happens to be that when you pair, the portal together with our King shock setup, you end up with what I believe is a better ride than factory. You are gaining a little bit more track width on the vehicle because of the portals, and
also the wheelbase grows.
The wheelbase
so that
also
makes it
grows.
ride really nice.
Yeah.
When I was driving it on the highway, I was so impressed how good it was eating up the bumps.
Yeah, and you can always adjust. One of the great things about the King shocks is this truck is running triple bypass with a piggyback reservoir in the back, which is a lot of shock for this truck, but it really allows for a lot of adjustability, so you can really dial in what's going on in the back and how you like your ride feel. And in the front, it's super easy because it's all in the compression adjustment that King does in the reservoir. So you just click it left, click it right, depending on how much compression adjustment you want, and that allows you to really dial in the ride quality and the comfort. But
those are great features, that you can really dial in the suspension. It's super important. But this truck,
it's great. Tracks well. You guys can't see it, but it tracks well. You can take your hands off at whatever mile an hour, and tracks real nicely. And we're sitting at 7'4" with the roof rack right now, so you're definitely taller than a factory G-Wagon.
And taller than a square as well, right? So how do you compare it to a 4x4 square that people would probably try to compare it to?
We are right on par with a square. Their roof rack adds actually a little bit more height than ours, but you're in the same neighborhood. You're over 7 feet on a square, and ours as well when you talk about overall height with a roof rack.
Amazing. And we can have a lot of fun with this truck. So we're working on some new projects. Next project, we're talking about doing maybe an overland type of setup, maybe even with a camper in the back. We're talking about, we have customers that just love the suspension and maybe want to put it on portals and not make it into a pickup.
Right.
Also, we should talk about our 33 option on the vehicle. Maybe you can tell them what we're doing there on that kit, because that's a simple kit.
So many people don't want to be sitting up at 7'4", and the truck is already so dialed in. I mean, we know this. G-Wagon has an infamous history of having the best off-road vehicle, arguably, in the world, and it's been like that for some time. Can we talk timeline? You feel comfortable talking timeline?
Yeah, I think timelines are always tricky because depends how many orders we have in the queue.
Sure.
So we definitely going to be able to, with the new mold design and the way we've done things on this truck, we will cut the production time in half. But all depends how many trucks we have in the queue and other builds that we have. I think right now if we get a truck, we could probably, with our load, maybe about 6 months or so, we can knock one truck out. I think that's something that you know, depends, you know, obviously when they call where we're at, you know, production-wise. You know, having truck number 3, we have a lot more experience. We got a lot of things worked out, so we should be able to move a lot quicker. Well, it's not even about moving quicker. It's about, you know, we fine-tuned a lot of the processes. So a lot, you know, I don't want to call it guesswork, but we're able to, you know exactly what we're doing, exactly how we're attacking it. We've made a lot of changes in this truck that you called it the version 2 kind of, that we can now duplicate what we've achieved.
And that really gives us a much better product at the end of the day, which is what we kind of set out in the beginning when we were talking to do, is have a product that is fully reliable, whether it's here or in Australia or anywhere else in the world, and it's serviceable anywhere else in the world, and it uses as many Mercedes factory parts as possible.
So we drove it, we loved it. We're done with this truck. It's going to a customer. We're super excited. Guys, we have a lot of parts for G-Wagons. We have trucks that are going to be available, hopefully even for sale if we built a few.
If we get to. People don't buy them. Every time we build one, it's sold.
It's gone before, yeah, absolutely. Maybe, Sammi, you can talk a little bit of the ground clearance. Maybe we can put a tape measure and kind of show ground clearance. But we want to see comments. We want to see what you guys think about this truck, what you guys think we can improve, what you love about it. Just love to get more information with the community and understand, you know, what people feel about this. But we're super excited. We think it's super cool.
Yeah, we're going to keep innovating on it. We're going to keep developing the idea and getting it to where it's better each time. And it'll be faster, in production-wise at least. And we're really looking forward to working with the next group of people. I personally think anybody that gets one of these is very fortunate because it's a real piece of art. And I think you can go out and buy a Ferrari. You can't go out and buy one of these. You gotta wait in line. And it's a real fun experience, whether you're just road driving it or you do decide to take it off-road it and off-road it. Yeah, definitely. But
and hopefully, you know, with the next few videos and stuff, we can build one with the client that wants to go in and take it out off-roading, and then we can show kind of the capabilities of a G-Wagon. There's a lot of YouTube videos showing how capable these vehicles are, but hopefully we can show with the portals and everything what kind of clearance we got and what we can do with it.